Our sheep industry is heavily reliant on an export market to Europe. The challenge, if tariffs are placed upon our product, means that it becomes impossible to compete. Here, Polly, Polly. This farm is around 750 hectares. That'll do. A big chunk of that is made up of moorland. It's predominantly sheep. We do take a few cattle for summer off a dairy farm. We know many people, and many people know who to ring if there's a sheep out on the road. This is a first generation business here, but my parents farmed in the locality since the 70s. I was brought up on the farm from a little youngster trailing around, probably making a nuisance of ourselves. That'll do, that'll do. The need for lambs to be exported, and some supply chains will be engaged in that. If that wasn't there, then that compounds what is then left for and damages the domestic supply chains that are going into food retail in the UK. Quite clearly, in landscapes such as this, there's little, we couldn't turn to cereal production. There are very few options that upland farmers can take alongside beef and sheep. Lay down. It's often singled out as a very vulnerable sector in terms of a potential casualty around the Brexit negotiations. There's been sufficient funds through domestic governments to allow us to farm and increasingly take greater care of and improve the nature on our farms. I think going forward, people need to realise that it's the balance of both that gets farmer up in the morning and motivated to continue. I think if it becomes farmers are expected to become just park keepers, no doubt that it will put farmers' livelihoods at risk. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Anybody that's studied the economics of farming per se know that farmers work on relatively tight margins in terms of profitability. And I would worry for any other generations thinking of coming in at this moment in time, because it could be pretty tricky whilst things find a new level, a new equilibrium.